Good afternoon, lace jumping. I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 with the brand new expansion, Roads to Power, adding in some wild new ways to play the game. And okay, we'll get to that in just a second, but first, just in case it's not already incredibly clear, this here is a sponsored video. The Paradox Money Truck has been around once again, and seriously, I do try and tell them, like, I would probably make these videos even if they didn't send round the money truck, but they're surprisingly insistent, so you know what, we've got 2 extra cats these days, Xena and Willow, they need feeding too, so I'm not going to say no to free Paradox money. Anyway, let's dive into, yes, Roads to Power, because, this adds some rather exciting, sexy ways to play the game. Including, but not limited to, a brand new start date. So yeah, we can now kick off the game in 1178. And what makes that particular period of history particularly exciting is this brings us deep into the Crusading period. So in case you're, unfamiliar with your Crusade history, yeah, 1178 brings us after the Second Crusade, but before the Third, leaving, this bit of the world in a very interesting shape. As a result of the previous campaigns, various European Catholic powers do hold a tiny bit of territory in this bit of the world, but you may notice they're a tiny bit on the surrounded side, and yes, within 10 years of this, they would not necessarily hold all of this, which would kick off the Third Crusade, so yeah, let's just say this bit of the world's gonna see a fair whack of action. And meanwhile, just next door, as time has gone by, Byzantium's looking, a tiny bit on the flimsy side too. And they get some really cool stuff out of this expansion. Brand new governments, all sorts of bits and pieces, if you choose to play as them, but okay, let's just say that's not the bit that most excites me about Roads to Power. Because you see, as you may recall if you've watched me play Crusader Kings previously, I have a particular fondness in this game for starting off as the little guy. Picking the smallest, tiniest county I can find and working my way up from there. I just really enjoy starting off as the tiniest, weakest count I can locate, and in Roads to Power, that just got so much more interesting. Because now, as you can see down in the bottom right there, you don't even have to start with any land whatsoever. You can just wander the map with a couple of friends in a tent, being a wandering adventurer. And I fucking love that idea. So what we're going to do today is go for a lovely stroll through this bit of the world in a very exciting part of its history. And we're not going to be like, a king or anything like that. We're just going to be a couple of wandering troublemakers. So, okay, just mosey down over here. How about we start right here at the very edge of the map? Here we go, Mogadishu, the biggest city of modern Somalia, in fact. But we're not going to be playing as, this guy who, rules Mogadishu or whatever. Oh no. No. We're just going to be some random nobody. And just like with a ruler, I can design my own adventurer, so, okay, just to click through random Somali names till I find something I like the looksy of. I could deal with Adia, and I also like, the random surname the game's chosen for me. Forculus, that's excellent, by the way, so, okay. As we're kicking off, a new dynasty, we can also customize everything. And I feel like, as an adventurer, we need an appropriate coat of arms. Here we go, we're gonna be on the move a lot, so let's go for an animal that moves really bloody fast. Squirrels! Squirrels move fast, and they're adorable, best of both worlds. And if we go for a stripe with these colours, it looks like the squirrel's running along the road, which is what we're gonna be doing as a wandering adventurer, so, this is perfect. As for you, my friend, I'm pretty happy with you, but I feel like we need more beard, okay? A wandering adventurer needs one a hell of a beard. Okay, I'm gonna freely admit I am cheating a bit here, because I have given him one of the beards that's officially supposed to be for the Viking characters, but it's just such a magnificent beard, how could I not? And, okay, while we're over here, increase height to so big he doesn't even fit on the screen anymore. And speaking of which, hang on, in the traits menu, you, sir, are most definitely going to be... A giant is actually smaller than you could just make him using the height slider, so... Well, that's fascinating, isn't it? Look, I just feel like being a wandering giant today. And that does come with, you know, a really big boost to your fighting ability. Speaking of which, yes, I think our lad is going to be a bit on the fighty side. We're going to see if maybe, just maybe, we could get involved in some of the local conflicts. So, okay. I'll put him as brilliant strategist for now, but yeah, based on points and whatnot, I may move him down a bit as time goes by. And I'm going to say yes, our chappie is ambitious, given he literally wants to go and travel the world and maybe get a bit involved in all of that business. But on top of that, hang on. Yes, it's not just, you know, all positive. How about he's, you know, also, yeah, a bit on the cynical side, and also sadistic too. Intrigue goes up, better at fighting, and, okay. Let's just say, yes, intrigue and martial and fighting skills might just be very useful to me as time goes on. There we go, boost those up a bit. This is officially a legitimate character. So, here we go, starting off right here at the Grand Castle of Mogadishu, just down the road from the giant city of Marca. But, just as a reminder, that's not where I live. I don't own either of them. That's not really what I do. Instead, I live in a camp. And I'm not being like, you know, modest or humble or anything. It is very literally a tent. We're going to call it like a pavilion, so I don't feel as bad about things, but basically, yes, right now, I've just got a tent. Now, in theory, of course, we could, like, you know, bulk up the camp a tiny bit, but that takes some money, and money is something we don't have. Not just, you know, in the sense we don't have it, we've also got none coming in, because having no land, I don't have anyone to tax. If I want money, I'm going to need to bloody work for it. Which is what all of these various contracts are for. This is like, you know, the core of the wandering gameplay. You move around the world, picking up contracts, doing work for people who, you know, do have lands and money. The one advantage of a camp, of course, being, unlike a city, it's pretty bloody easy to pack up and move on. Hence, you know, the whole wandering adventurer thing. So, you know, we can mosey north, check in on what's going on around Crusade territory, etc, etc. Step 1, I need to pick a couple of travelling companions. And broadly I'm selecting what I would like my first 2 companions to be specialised in. So, they can be good at, like, you know, martial, good at intrigue, or good at fighting, and I'm gonna say, let's get some damn good warriors in play. Because, you see, not all camps are created equal. We start off as wanderers, basically just meaning, you know, we'll find various types of contracts, some will be relevant to me, some not so much. But you can choose to, at any time you wish, specialise your camp's purpose. Swords for hire, obviously more about slowly building up your own private army that goes and intervenes in other people's wars. If that's not your kind of thing, focus way more on learning, become travelling scholars, etc, etc. Or how about explorers, focusing on, you know, moving around at great speed, a bit more stewardship focused, but oh no. No. I'd say today, how about we make some flipping trouble? Because you could commit, right at the very start of the game, to becoming a freebooter. Basically, we just go around, cause trouble, commit crimes, and then probably eventually run away very fast, because sooner or later, someone gets, you know, a little bit annoyed that we're here. The one thing I do love about the camp setup, by the way, is, because my camp is currently set up, you know, in the same area as the castle of Mogadishu, if I want to, I can go and visit that castle. And because it's a castle, I could, you know, train with their elite guards, or meet followers, who are more likely to be warlike, because it's, you know, a castle. But I felt like, you know, I've got enough warlike people in the camp already, so instead, I'm just gonna mosey literally right next door, pack up the camp, move it to the city just down the road. And all that costs me is provisions, which is like a special currency you get as a landless adventurer, representing the fact that, you know, you literally have to eat to survive. Still, we've got plenty of those for now, so just a mosey next door and... Okay. One of my friends has just adopted a pet dog, which makes him better at fighting and also better at diplomacy, because everybody likes petting the dog, so... Okay, me and you, we can be friends. In fact, I've decided to make him my second in command immediately, purely because he's got a pet dog. And on top of that, he's a poet, so right, he can write nice poetry about me. Brilliant. Though yes, the better he is at things, the more he adds to my skills as well. So there we go, I just got more powerful. As for one other thing that might be a bit nice to have, yeah, right now my two friends are terrible at doctoring, so if we're going to go around, like, murdering people, maybe, just maybe, we ought to have a doctor. Which is why I'm moseying over to the city right bloody now. And there we go, the camp makes it, we are now outside this city. Cities obviously are less military focused than castles, so yes, there's a better chance we can meet a wider variety of followers, and I feel like, you know, we could do with picking up some new friends before we actually hit the road properly. And going into town is brilliant. Like, you know, if you don't like the contracts that are floating around nearby, you can literally generate new ones by speaking to the town crier. But yes, for me, I think we ought to go to the pub and see who's floating around, because I most definitely cannot afford to hire a craftsman. I am looking for skilled, reliable people to join my camp. Who among you are up to the task? So, we've got Hobo the Timid, Belan the Prudish, and then my name is Horaya, and for reasons that are my own, I'd like to join your camp. So, okay, this doesn't feel like, you know, the best starting selection in many ways. But then, I guess I am some random nobody who just wandered in and said, hey, who wants to come and live in my tent? So, I can't really be too surprised if, you know, we don't get the very best people straight away. Okay, Hobo's a bit of a waste of space, but Belan might be just what I'm flipping looking for. Like, you know, a genius when it comes to learning, very good intrigue as well. She's also incredibly beautiful, apparently, and a miracle worker too. Oh, we're also both sadistic. Brilliant, we can, like, you know, discuss whipping techniques and whatnot. Oh, I'll say that. She's, bit on the expensive side. Like, she wants a 57 gold up front, which I don't actually, have, so... Can I, in theory, go into debt? Is that even allowed? Yes, yes it is, so okay. I think I basically just walked into town and, spent more money than I have recruiting one additional follower. So, okay. It's day, like, 2 of being an adventurer, and I'm already beyond bankrupt. Brilliant. Still, bare minimum, I've now got a competent physician. That's what I flipping wanted. So, good doctor, good second in command, by which I mean he's got a good dog. Okay, we need to, like, earn some money, and honestly, I'm not, like, you know, loving any of these missions around here. We need to, like, you know, head elsewhere. So, let's go for, yes, a transport mission, which kind of exists to let you move across the map while getting paid to do so. So, valiant soldiers of fortune, this guy's basically buying bodyguards for a journey, and if it goes very, very well, I get a fair whack of money. If it just goes okay, I still get paid, I'm no longer bankrupt. Honestly, that's pretty good in either case. And yes, what I could do now is either escort him myself, or alternatively, pack up the camp and basically take everybody with me. And as I say, we want to get out of this bit of the world, slowly make our way north, so the camp can come too. Now naturally, that's going to eat more provisions. Okay, when I said mosey north, turns out he literally wants to go, like, next door. Honestly, I feel like I'm basically just scamming the poor lads. Like, you know, this is walking distance. We can do this in 2.5 minutes. So, off we flippy go, I imagine, yes. Given we're travelling such a short distance, not much is going to be happening en route here. So, there we flippy go. That was an incredibly easy one to kick us off. And, honestly, good. Because, as I say, we're kind of mega bankrupt right now. And there's one other benefit to, you know, doing these little contracts too, which is, if you impress people, you can maybe ask them for favours down the line. Some of them are very simple, like say for example, hey, I'd like some provisions because I did a good job and we are eating through our provisions. And then we get into, yes, more interesting ones, like say, I want to have a flipping men-at-arms regiment so I can start building up an actual flipping army, or rent a knight for a few years, but I feel like, you know what, a good option might be arranging a marriage. Because if I die suddenly right about now, the game just sort of, ends. So, probably best I find a wife. And as amazing as Billen's genetics are, she is 43, so yes, we might not necessarily be able to get many children out of her. So okay, I'm going to request that this guy we just, brought to the city arranges me a wedding, and I'm going to be honest, my friend, all the people in your court are kind of bloody terrible. You know what, screw it, I'm just gonna marry Billen and we'll see how it works out, because, we might be able to create some beautiful giant children. I say that, she's 43 years old and chaste, like, this is maybe not a good idea. And yeah, I could just move the camper wherever I want, whenever I want, so that's what we're going to do. Naturally, we could, if we wanted to, get rid of these slightly dangerous areas we're passing through by hiring additional security, but here's what I'm thinking. The most dangerous thing on the road is me. Like, if people jump out at me and say, hey, give us all your money, basically it's going to be like, someone jumping out of the Dragonborn in Skyrim and doing the same. They're just going to end up dead, and I'm going to end up with their money. So, okay, I should be going through the most dangerous areas I can get to, though, okay. Can't help but notice, yes, we're going through a lot of desert right now, and that's a bit expensive when it comes to provisions. We ought to try and, get to more fertile ground, pretty bloody quickly, or we're gonna eat through supplies in a hurry. Still, begin moving. Guys, let's see what waits us at the far end, and if anyone's dumb enough to try and jump out at us while we go. Okay, we've arrived and no trouble on the road, but now we're officially a criminal organisation. We're gonna start getting criminal contracts, so, confidence trickster. Heist treasury, you say? Okay. If I had, the right agents, officers, etc., etc., we could do that more efficiently and steal even more gold. So we're gonna start off, yes, down here, abducting a foe, but... Okay, when you say foe, this is animals. You just want to, recruit animals, though, it's still a criminal contract. Are we doing, poaching right now? This may or may not be poaching, I'm not sure. Oh, that was a euphemism. You don't want me to, do poaching. You do want me to abduct a person, but you couldn't put that on the poster because it was a crime. Right, sorry, it's my first day doing crime. So, okay, I understand now. We were speaking in, spy, so that you weren't, officially publicly announcing you wanted to abduct and maybe kill this person. Gotcha! So, we've got to locate this person, Iria, take out any guards, and bring them back to this guy alive and in chains. Gotcha. So yes, this time we're doing something a bit more complicated. This is a scheme we have to, plan and whatnot. So, okay. Step 1, I'm choosing how we approach the scheme. So, for example, I could say, hey, let's focus on getting this done as fast as possible. We need to get this sorted so we can hit the road again. Alternatively, we can try and guarantee success. And right now, yes, my success chances are not good. So, right, let's create some nice agent slots and start bringing some people into the scheme. And, yeah, we're going to boost the chance of success because right now it's not looking good. So, this distribution of, yes, agent slots means I've got a lot of opportunity to hire thugs and muscle, or rather, bring the thugs and muscle I've already got into the scheme. Now, they're in place, yes, the scheme's success chance will cap out at 90%, not 30 or something, which it was previously. My wife, however, is, yes, not good at being the muscle, it's not her thing. But as a footpad, she's not bad, so she can, yes, speed things up a bit. And if I'd gone for the speed things up a lot, there would have been more similar slots available, though... okay, she also wouldn't be terrible when it comes to being a lookout, keeping the scheme secret. I feel like that might be, yeah, the better option here. You can be our lookout. So you take care of that, and okay. The scheme will now cap out at 90% success chance, 90-odd% secrecy. Good, 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 good. So, literally my entire team is now just here doing its own thing, but it's going to take, a tiny bit of time for us to get this done, though. Okay, apparently we're not, focusing 100% on the upcoming abduction, because, right, me and my wife have found the abduction planning so hot and steamy, we decided to take some time off to have a bit of fun, And now my wife is pregnant. Brilliant. I enjoy, by the way, how we're like, planning to abduct one random wandering guy. And we've spent so long doing it, my wife has got pregnant and given birth during the planning stage. Like, honestly, I think we might be slightly overthinking this whole abducting a Rhea thing. Oh, hilariously, one of the suggested names that comes from just, the Somali name list is a Rhea. Let's name him after the guy we were hunting down to abduct while we had him. That's lovely, kind of. And while we're continuing the plotting, right, someone else has just moseyed in. So a random stranger who's looking for someone to work for. So, right, you want to join my camp, friends? And I'm gonna be honest, you're not bad. In fact, you're pretty good all round, actually. So, Agama, welcome to the team, I'd say. So, okay, we've now got, yes, an 85% chance of succeeding, a good team working for us, etc., etc. So, seize at the moment, move on in, and there we go. You, sir, have now been captured. Though, as you know, maybe a bit of a downside. I am now officially a criminal. Like, I always wanted to be a criminal, but now I've done a crime, it's like properly official. So, giant pile of money, giant pile of provisions, this guy likes me, and once again, if I want to, I can now call him up to ask for a favour. But yeah, speaking of being a criminal, okay. I am now officially gallows bait, but there are, like, advantages to committing crime. If I just get up to Marauder level 1, I get better at fighting, and as I go further and further along the tree, yeah, you can, like, gain some really good benefits by just focusing on a particular area of crime. But just getting up to level 1 gets you, like, an extra stat point, which is pretty bloody good, actually. And you know what? This contract is going to very specifically make me better at being a marauder, which is what I'm already on the track of. So, right, let's go mug some wealthy people. Oh, I am properly being a video game protagonist right now, so, while I'm wandering along, I've discovered an ancient tomb. Potentially crack it open, and we might be able to loot some treasure. So, okay. I can refuse to desecrate the dead. Alternatively, there's a very good chance of gaining some gold. Though, there's also a possibility I might potentially be arrested for, like, grave robbing. It's a pretty small chance, all things considered, though. Okay, I did get caught, but, like, he didn't, like, arrest me or anything. He's just got the right to arrest me. He now knows someone's going around causing trouble, which is fair. I am literally coming into his land right now to, like, steal from his wealthy people. If we're lucky, maybe, yeah, we can recruit some more people while we're doing this. Though, yeah, the goal is make a bunch of money, then get the cock out of Dodge, because, right. He knows I'm here. Like, that guy he caught breaking into the tombs has now come to the city to do some stealing. So, okay, this might make things a little bit trickier, I'm not sure. Okay, we're up to 84%. There is a possibility we might get discovered. So, I'd say, yeah. Execute the scheme, get the money, let's cocky go. Okay, we're flippy getting somewhere, and in particular, I'm getting better at being a marauder. In fact, that was just enough to get me up to, yes, level 1. So, I'm just now better at fighting than I used to be. Though everyone also hates me, because, I'm a sadistic giant who walks around with a giant stick hitting people with it. Okay, team. I'd say, yeah, it's time for us to move to this here city, because 1, there's a treasury heist to be done, and 2, in a city, we can maybe recruit some new friends. Okay, one of the options in the pub is, oh my, who is that? Where the prompt is, walk up to the enchantress by the counter. So, I wouldn't do this right now, because that is your wife standing right next to you, who you brought with you to the tavern. This is a terrible, terrible idea. I mean, I'm going to be honest, her stats are terrible, and she's an insane, stupid zealot, so, okay, I feel like you're barking up the wrong tree here, my friends. And I'm going to say yes, among the recruits available in the pub, this guy, C's. He's probably the best bet, because 1, he's young, 28, 2, good spread of stats in general, but 3, he covers some of my weaknesses. Good at diplomacy, good at stewardship. So, okay, you, sir, would be an excellent addition to the team. Bit on the expensive side, mind, but you've got to spend money to make money. Okay, and now we've put together a solid team, I'd say it's time to do a little bit of light heisting. Although this is delightful, yes, because we recruited a Garma not from our homeland but from elsewhere, we're having a bit of linguistic trouble communicating, so, right, I can vaguely mumble Berber-sounding things and hope that works out, but it probably won't. Or alternatively, I need to start learning his language. Which is currently not going very well, but oh dear. I've just been expelled. Meaning, right, we need to Kokig Scarpa, because, right, we've annoyed the local law a bit. If we're not gone in 3 months, we potentially get arrested. So, okay, it's time to Kokig go. Okay, so this guy owns, all this territory. We need to not be here pretty bloody soon. Okay, maybe try out up here, towards Abyssinia or something. Bare minimum, we have left, yes, the territory where I was officially discovered and kicked out. So, okay, bit of a shame we were never able to rod that guy, but that's fine. I'm sure there's plenty going on floating around in Abyssinia. Maybe what we should do here is, not immediately start committing crime. Because down here, the local ruler is, yes, requesting a passage of arms. So, okay, rather than being a bandit, we could, murder bandits. He would pay us, and we wouldn't officially be criminals. Oh, and on the road, right, this is precisely what I was hoping to see. So, we've run into, local trouble, not the human kind on this occasion, just a random bull, who is charging at my wife a dear flippin' dear, so, okay, we need to deal with the bull, and if I decide to, yes, try and assist my wife, I mean, that's just really bloody good. And I've got a 93% chance of passing this. So, here we flipping go, and that was a 7. 7% chance of happening. Right. And now we need to take care of, yes, these random bandits or whatnot. Now, thankfully, yes, thugs and muscle and whatever, we are very, very bloody good at. And you know what? I'm happy to spend a bit of time just chilling out here and letting my camp do most of the work because, honestly, I need some time to, get over that bull-related injury. But yeah, this scheme is a perfect match for our skills, so as a result, oh yeah, super easy, super quick. As a result, we get provisions and money, nice easy success here. Oh, I just noticed something by the way, which is, apparently the Black Death's happening. Okay, that's concerning because, right, okay, it's not like in my bit of the world just yet, but we are sort of walking towards it, actually. Okay, we've successfully made it back to camp, but, okay, the Black Death's kind of spreading. I was about to say, let's go this way to get away from the Black Death, but I feel like we're not going to outrun the Black Death, no. Okay, the Black Death is just something we're going to have to, accept, but I can't help but notice just down the road. Okay, after last time and the disappointment we got there, I am determined to heist one treasury. After all, in just a few months, we will no longer have been, yes, wounded. So let's just, get that done before we move on to anything else fighting. Ooh, and better, now that bubonic plague is everywhere, because I'm sadistic, if I just aggressively ignore it, I actually lose stress, so, oh, this is just perfect. And hello, Saxy. Someone's just wandered into camp as starving soldier, so, okay. I could give him some provisions, and yeah, that might make me a friend to old soldiers, not bad at all. I could just recruit him. He's, fine if a bit unspectacular, or alternatively, right, I could buy a fine brooch off him. Oh, I tell you what, that's not a bad brooch, actually. That's like a masterwork trinket, so, okay. I'm willing to, wait, am I, giving him something? It's unclear whether I'm just robbing him or whether I'm ripping him off for supplies. I'm not sure, but I'm taking the brooch anyway. Oh, this is annoying. I think possibly this health trait is just, permanent. Because, right, I've partially recovered, but I think I'm just going to be... Oh, well, that's a bloody shame. That ball did me a lot of damage, actually. I've just been booted out of the heist again. So, okay, you need to do a heist quickly, because the moment you start heisting, people start getting really bloody annoyed about you being in their territory. Oh, but here's something a bit sexy going on up here. There's an opportunity to support a faction. So, okay, this guy with 1,000 troops, he's annoyed at his liege, who's got barely any more. So if I was to, oh, I don't know, say, convert some of this lovely money we've got into some real hardcore troops, potentially, which I'm allowed to flipping do, okay, now that could be interesting. Now, right now, I'm only allowed, yes, one group of men-at-arms, so I'm going to say, go for the best we've got. Heavy, flipping, armoured footmen. Right now, there's not many of them, and they're not going to recharge by themselves. But if I spend provisions or gold, I can recruit more. So, okay, I've now got a proper full unit of armoured swordsmen with me. And that's really good news, because I don't have to pay them. It just makes it more expensive to move around the map, because we're literally moving more people. If I want more troops, though, right, begin construction of a roaring campfire, though, John. Don't do that here. The guy just said, hey, I'm going to flipping arrest you. Instead, yeah, run north, and on this occasion, okay, pay 4 gold to buy medicine, because otherwise, yeah, I don't mind fighting people on the road, but the plague, you can't stab that, unfortunately. Also, I didn't realise this till right now, but, the bull took my arm off. I didn't realise till now I was down one arm. Okay, the road is, much more dangerous than I was expecting, as it turns out, so, okay. There are now hordes of people who are desperately hungry and sick, so, okay, it's basically a zombie horde. We've run into a zombie horde. Brilliant. We could try and, like, you know, murder them. That would be fine, but there's a good chance we fail and get wounded. We can try and make them pay, but that's not going to end well. Right, murder it is, so, I've not been lucky so far. I'm about to get cooking wounded again, aren't I? No, never mind. They break enough bones. Good. I just gained prestige by murdering zombies. Brilliant. Okay, and now we're here. Spend a bit of time building a roaring campfire. Because in just a second when that's done... Right, recruit another round of armoured footmen. Get these guys, yes, back up to strength, please. And now, I've got 200 solid troops, and some really good champions too. So now, I can actually, like, you know, start contributing to small local wars. Which is precisely why I came here, because, yes, at this point, hang on. This guy, who wants me to, like, you know, join in the murder, he's now got 2,000 troops, to his opponent's only 1,200, so, I'm going to say, yeah, backing the likely winning side, that's got to be the right thing to do. And if I was just a tiny bit more prestigious, yes, I could actually use this as a way of pivoting into being landed. Because, yeah, when we win, there's going to be land available. I could basically secure some of it for myself. But I am not prestigious enough. Instead, we're just here to fight and maybe get some gold out of the matter. Okay, so this lad I've just joined up with, yeah, it's literally just me and him. He controls this bit of land I'm just on the border of at the moment. His boss, meanwhile, is, yes, basically the rest of the territory further north. But his troops seem, you know, kind of terrible, actually. Also, fascinatingly, I appear to be the faction leader, so, okay, press the demands, I guess. And there we go. Because we were, you know, massively more powerful, he immediately surrenders. Now, rather awkwardly, because there wasn't actually, like, you know, a war, I didn't make any money. However, because I, like, you know, did a very good job, I can extort him for, yeah, money, provisions, can't have a men-at-arms regiment because, you know, I literally don't have capacity to do so. Or alternatively, no, I've got a wife, I've got one of them already. A good knight is an option, though honestly, money's getting a tiny bit on the low side. Yeah, I feel like maybe we should just ask for... Oh, hang on, provisions are maybe getting a bit on the dicey side too, actually. But 400 provisions really isn't much. No, I'll take the gold, actually. So, okay, I do get paid anyway. Oh, and here's fun. So, right. I could buy thousands of flipping provisions for 100 gold. So, yeah, definitely asking for the gold was the right decision. Or, I could try and intimidate the vendor, getting me 1,000 provisions for free. Okay, we'll give it a go, and I successfully got the provisions. Brilliant. Oh, and I tell you what, this is a good idea. Rather than, like, you know, walking my 200 men through the desert, we could just get on a boat and go to Egypt. That's a way better idea. Because here we go, as we get closer by to Egypt and whatnot, yeah. There's a big dramatic holy war going on right now. Bloody hell, there's a lot going on, in fact. And yes, as there should be, because yes, European powers losing Jerusalem, that was the entire business that kicked off the Third Crusade. Oh, and look at what we've got here. I am cocky determined to heist at least one bloody treasury. Okay, if I was to say move my camp to outside of the area where the treasury is, does that mean he can't do the whole kicking me out thing, if officially we've camped in, like, a different region? Okay, I'm now located right here. I also picked up 200 stewardship experience, and intrigue experience too, because I'm passing by interesting locations. Oh, and perfect timing. There is, you know, an incredibly sneaky woman hanging around in the pub. The heinous three-fingered criminal TT. Oh, well, you're definitely welcome aboard. Okay, I mean it this time. We are going to do this cocking heist. And yeah, TT would be amazing at just about everything. She can really speed this up a bit. So yeah, right now it's 79 days per phase, but if she does that, down to 50. Good, 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 good. Meanwhile, my other people are still very, very good at these jobs right here. So that's all fine. You do that. You do that. You're very good at all of this, in fact. Marvellous. So, okay, we're up to 90% success chance. You can also speed up the task a bit. So, okay. It's still going to take us a while, because apparently, yes, this, like, a bank is really well guarded or something, but I mean, it's not a bad team, actually. Also, I enjoy that as we're doing this, we can just, like, you know, watch sieging occurring next door, because there's a giant war going on that 100% does not concern me. Okay, and here we flipping go. Perfect timing in just a second. That should get us to 90%. And there we flipping go. So, right. We have successfully broken in to a cocking treasury. And also I'm getting, like, you know, more thiefy, though, do not forget, of course, John, there's more stuff in there than just the gold we've taken right now. So, you know what? Screw it. We're going back for one more round. And if I want to, yeah, skip any check, I can just use stress. So, yeah, 50 gold guaranteed. Alternatively, we could just do some murder, take out his guards, etc, etc. And there we go. I assume we just passed that, because I've already got 50 gold. So, I mean, we could just do the same again. Just keep stabbing his guards. Eventually we'll have got... Alright, I think we've got literally everything. There is no money left in this entire treasury. So basically, in conclusion, yes, I started a criminal organisation, was forced to flee from my homeland, assisted a country in becoming independent, before losing an arm to an unfortunate bull-related accident, and finally robbing a bank here in Egypt, and all of that was just in, like, you know, 6 or so years travelling across a tiny bit of the map. So basically being a landless adventurer is bloody awesome. And there's so much you could do with it because, you know, if you want to, you could just straight up become a mercenary company and actually get involved in big wars and whatnot. And if you're really determined, ultimately, you could become a great conqueror and lead a gigantic host of independent troops in order to, you know, set up your own kingdom and whatnot. So, Oh yeah, there's a lot I flipping like here. Still, I would say, how about we wrap things up there, because, yes indeed, while this was just, a bit of a look-see into the delightful world of this new expansion, oh yeah, we will be back with Crusader Kings 3 doing a full brand new series at some point in the not too distant future. I've been thinking about this for a long time, but, oh yeah, I would like Crusader Kings 3 to maybe be our next big strategy series. So, yes, I don't know precisely when that will be showing up, but Crusader Kings 3, at some point in the future, is coming back for a brand new series where we will most certainly be doing a tiny bit of wandering and adventuring. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Crusader Kings 3. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
This is the face of death, okay? This is what my sudden death looks like. Do not engage before we arrive. Do not engage. What are you doing? I specifically said don't. Oh, no.
No, John.
Oh, he likes that. The Romans touched me.